Good morning. I'm back with new concept. Solids, liquids, gases. Solids, liquid, gases. First, before learning solid, liquids, gases, let us learn what is matter. Matter is things that occupies space and weight is known as matter. Things that occupies space and weight is known as matter. Things that we get from nature is known as natural things. Things we get from the nature is known as natural things, isn't it? Example, silk, wool, milk. Silk, wool, milk we get from the nature. Things that are made up of human being using natural things are known as artificial things. Things that are made by human beings using natural things are known as artificial things. For an example, glasses, plastic. Glasses, plastic is made by human being. Whereas silk, wool, milk we get from the nature. To learn more about solid, liquid, gases, we shall go through next term, book 3, term 3, book A. Matter. There are several things around us like trees, water, furnitures. They vary in colors and size, shape, many other aspects. However, there are several things is common. They occupy space and have a weight. They occupy space and have a weight. Things that occupy space and weight is known as matter. Things that occupy space, weight is known as matter. Things that we get from the nature are known as natural things. Like silk, wool, milk are the examples of natural things. Things that are made by human being using natural things are known as man-made or artificial things. Man-made or artificial things. Example, plastic, glass, ornaments are the few examples of artificial things which are made from the effort of human beings. Whereas natural things we get from the nature. Example, silk, wool, milk. Natural and artificial things are useful to us in many ways. We get fruits and vegetables from plants. We get wood and cotton from plants. Wool and silk are obtained from animals. Wool is obtained from the sheep, and it is used to make the woolen cloths. Wool is obtained from the sheep and we can make woolen cloths. Silk is obtained from the silkworm and it is usually used to make silk cloths. Wool for woolen cloths, silk for silk cloths. Animals' products are also used to make medicines and soaps. Water is used by living things for drinking, bathing, washing and so on. Water is used for drinking, bathing and washing, so on. Rocks like marbles, granite, limestones and sandstones are used to build houses. Rocks like marbles, granite, limestones and sandstones are used to build houses. Gemstones like diamond, rubies and sapphire are used to make ornaments. Gemstones like diamond, rubies and sapphire used to make ornaments. Sand used to make glass. Sand is used to make glass. Glass used to make mirrors and crockeries. To learn more about matter, we shall go through the video.
Module. You will learn about matter and states of matter. Matter is all around us. Before we learn about matter, we'll ask Johnny to take a piece of paper and write down the answer for the following questions. Take a book in your hand. Now, can you tell the weight of the book? Next, take a glass of juice in your hand. Can you tell the weight of the juice in the glass? Now, take a balloon in your hand. Can you tell the weight of the air inside the balloon? Are you done with your answers, Johnny? Well, let's check the answers along with the reason. Johnny, by lifting the book in your hand, will you be able to tell the weight of the book? No. Just by lifting the glass in the hand, will you be able to tell the weight of the juice in the glass? No. In the same way, just by having the balloon in the hand, you will not be able to tell the weight of the air inside the balloon. In all the three cases, just by lifting the objects in hand, Johnny was not being able to tell the weight of the object. Then, how can we find the weight of any object? Well, you can find the weight of the book, a glass of juice, and air in the balloon by using a weighing machine. The weight of book, glass of juice, and air in the balloon is known as mass. Therefore, mass is defined as the total amount of material that an object is made up of. Now, let's move on to learn about matter. Now, let's ask Johnny to take a book and place it inside an empty bag. What do you notice? You will see that the book occupies the space inside the bag. Here, the book that occupies that empty space inside the bag has certain mass. Anything that occupies space and has mass is known as matter. Here, the book inside the bag is matter. Similarly, if you fill air in a balloon, the air will occupy space inside the balloon. And if you fill a glass with water, the water will occupy space inside the glass. Thus, air and water are also matter because they occupy space. Do you know that there are three states of matter? Let's find out what they are. The three states of matter are solids, liquids, and gases. Let's learn about each of these states along with their properties. Let's start with solid state. Now, let's take the book out from the bag. You will observe that the shape of the book is rectangle. Can you change the shape of the book without cutting or tearing it? No. You will not be able to change the shape of the book without cutting or tearing it. Now, let's watch as Johnny places the book in the bookshelf. Next, watch as he places the same book in a different part of the shelf. Do you see any difference in the amount of space occupied by the book when placed on different parts of the bookshelf? No. You will see that the book occupies the same amount of space when kept anywhere on the bookshelf. The total space occupied by a thing is called volume. Now, let's watch as Johnny places the book in different weighing machines. Do you observe any difference in the mass of the book? No. The mass of the book will remain same even if we use different weighing machines. The mass of a solid object, such as a book, is measured in grams and kilograms. In all these cases, the shape, volume, and mass of the book remains the same. Hence we can say that the book is a solid or has a solid state of matter. Not only the book, but also anything that is made up of wood, metals, glass, clay, Paper and plastics are solids at normal room temperature. Thus, we can say that solids have a definite shape, volume, and weight.
Now let us learn states of matter. States of matter. States of matter consist of solid, liquid, gases. Solid, liquid, gases. Solid do not change the shape. Solid do not change the shape, whereas liquid and gases change the shape. For an example, wood. Wood doesn't change the shape, whereas juice and oxygen change the shape. Liquid example juice, gases example oxygen. Now, to learn more about states of matter, we shall go through the book. States of matter. Matter exists in three different states, namely solid, liquid and gas. Let us learn about three states of matter, solid, liquid and gas in detail. Solid. Iron, wood, rubber, glasses are the examples for solid. Solid have fixed shape. They do not change when they are transferred from one container to another. So, solid are fixed shape. So, when we put it in another container, it doesn't change the shape. It remains same. Liquid. Water, milk, juice and oil are the few examples of liquid. Liquid flow and can be easily poured from one container to another. So, it changes when we put from one container to the another. It changes the shape. It will be the shape of the container. It takes the shape of the tumbler. But when it is poured into the bottle, it takes the shape of the bottle. As I said, it changes according to the container. Hence, we say that liquid does not have a fixed shape. Liquid doesn't have a fixed shape. It takes the shape of the container. It takes the shape of the container in which it is stored. Gas. Air is a mixture of many gases such as oxygen, carbon dioxide, nitrogen, hydrogen. Most of the gases are invisible. Most of the gases are invisible. Like liquid, gases also flow and do not have a fixed shape. Same liquid and gases flow, but they do not have a fixed shapes or size. Gas move around easily, fill available spaces. For an example, gases can easily squeezed into the balloons. When we let the gas out from the balloon, they spread all around. Gases can be easily squeezed in the balloon. But when we let the gas out of the balloon, they spread all around. Now let us learn changing the states of matter. Changing the state of matter. The three states of matter can be changed from one form to another. Solid, when it is melted, means when we heat it, it will be melting process. When we give heat to the ice, it start melting and it convert into the liquid, that is water. Again in water, we will give the more heat, then it will turn into gas form, gaseous form. Then the evaporation takes place. Next, when we put a container on it, condensation takes place. Gas steam droplets will be on the container. Next, when we take the water and when we keep it in the freezer, it will freeze and it will convert again into solid. This is the process of changing the state of matter. When we heat ice, it changes into water. This process is known as melting. When we heat water, it changes into water vapor or steam. This process is known as evaporation. When we cool water vapor, it forms a water droplet. This process is called condensation. When we freeze water, it changes into ice. This process is known as freezing. Now, we shall go through the video to learn more about states of matter.
Let's now move on to learn about the properties of a matter in a liquid state. Now, let's watch as Johnny takes a glass of juice. What is the shape of the juice when it is in the glass? You will see that the shape of the juice is the same as the shape of the glass in which it is kept. Now, if he pours the glass of juice into a bowl, now, what is the shape of the juice? You will notice that the juice takes the shape of the bowl. When he pours the juice into vessels of different shapes, you will notice that the juice takes the shape of the vessel. So we can say that liquids do not have a definite shape. They take the shape of the container in which they are kept. Now, let's pour a glass of juice into a vessel. Next, pour the juice into another vessel. You will find that there is no change in the quantity of the juice poured into different vessels. Hence, we can say that liquids have definite volume. Also, you can notice that the mass of the liquid kept in different containers remains the same. Hence, we can say that liquids have definite mass. But how does one measure the mass of a liquid? The mass of liquids is measured in liters and milliliters. Now, let's pour the juice on the floor. What do you see? You will notice that the juice flows all around, and it flows from a higher level to a lower level. From all these, we can say that matter in a liquid state has the following properties. It does not have a definite shape. It has a definite volume. It has a definite mass, and it flows from a higher level to a lower level.
Float and sink. An object may either sink or float in a liquid. Objects which remain on the surface of liquid. Here, objects which remain on the surface of the liquid are said to be float. Objects which settles below the surface of the liquid are said to be sink. Solid floats or sink depending on the weight. Iron, nails, stones, spoons, soap, needle, coin, keys and wet cloths are few things which sinks in the water. Plastic bottles, plastic blocks, paper boards, small wooden stick, feature twigs and dried leaves are the few things that floats in the water. However, certain objects such as tissue paper, cloth, cotton, sponge floats for sometimes when placed in the water. Later, as they absorb water, they become heavy and sink. I hope you understood solid, liquid, gases. Thank you and have a nice day.